What is up, my edges? Soren Fate here, back with something a little new, actually. Today we're going to be doing a video centered around Final Fantasy XIV. As you probably know, I am a big fan of the game. I have been playing it since V1 Alpha. I've been doing a bunch of the testing ever since. And something that I've noticed after years and years of playing is that the game has unbelievable lore. Like, there are side quests and extra quests that have like their own stories, but as the population of the game increases, the priority for a lot of people is getting to the late game, not taking the time to check out this breathtaking game. And so I wanted to make a video series that centered around those quests, to center around the lore of the game that not everyone has time for. And so that's what this series is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it. Right now I'm doing it for class, so there might be some weirdness in here that I'm just doing to make sure I get an A. But if you guys really like it, be sure to let me know, and we can do more of these. So without further ado, here we have 5 random quests you probably didn't know existed. Alright, so here we have a burning request, which is given to you by a lovely NPC named Florent. And so this quest is basically the guy cuts some wood, he's a lumberjack, and for some reason or another yeets all the lumber off the edge of the city. I don't know what the deal is, but basically we're going to do the same thing and yeet ourselves off the edge of the platform and go find his wood. The quest is done in the Black Shroud near Camp Tranquil. I'm sure you already know, especially if you're leveling up the White Mage class, because the job quests are there. So basically, once you're down on the ground floor, it's pretty simple. You find the 3 pieces of lumber. They're glittery. And yeah, so at that point, you're basically just gathering. It's a fetch quest. And you go up the stairs, all the way back up to Florent. You give our boy his lovely wood back. And I could make a joke about wood, but we're not going to do that here. Not today, because of class. But if this was a real video, I would be making all kinds of jokes. Yeah, so a little damp, need some drying, but at the end of the day, we get our XP, we get our gil, we get a thing of food, and yeah, that's a burning request for you. Coming up next is a Stormblood expansion video from Ragnar's Reach. It's called Ant Juice, and you get it from Ranulf, who is I want to say he might be a Viera, honestly. I think those are only women. But you get this quest, and it's a decent amount of experience, decent amount of gil. But basically, he's a doctor, and he needs more medical supplies. One of the medical supplies in particular are antlion secretions. Now, that sounds awful. I wouldn't want to have to go out and secrete something from an antlion, but that's the lot we've been given. this is another quest that you really want to have flying unlocked. If you don't, I honestly don't even know how to get to this area without flying. I don't think it unlocks until you unlock the flying. So, as you can see on the map, you basically have to, yeah, you have to fly, or you have to unlock a bunch of other stuff. I recommend flying. Way easier to handle. And once you fly over there, there's not any antlions, and that's really confusing. And so it ends up being one of those quests that you have to pick on a like a destination. And once you pick on the destination, you put on some fine powder to lure it in. You kick its ass, you get the secretion, and you bring it on back to our friend Ranulf. Once again, flying, best way to do it. And once you give it to him, he's super excited. He uses it, obviously, for medical supplies, and you end up with a really cool head bandage cosmetic, which I didn't know that was even a thing until I started doing this quest, and I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, we end up helping out this dude trying to save people. We get a little bit of gil out of it, a little bit of experience, and a cool hat. And yeah, that's ant juice for you. We now have a secret from everyone. This is a quest near Mogholm, which is in the Heavensward expansion. We are given this quest by a cute little Moogle, which are basically just magical puffballs. His name is Mogmill, and he's offering us this quest because he is a treasure hunter and wants the best treasure to basically basically show off to his friends. And in order to do that, he needs the help of us to give him a hand. Because honestly, this map is dangerous. There are dinosaurs, there are dragons, there are big ogre-like creatures, and so he needs our help finding this new stash. Now, I had a hard time finding these, and I actually went through the quest on three different characters. The items spawn randomly within the circle. So like the area has a bunch of nooks and crannies. They have staircases up into towers. They have all kinds of stuff. And in the meantime, there are aggressive enemies trying to attack you, which is probably the reason Mogmill didn't want to do this himself and hired us instead. Once you get all the stuff, though, I recommend unlocking flying for this one because, like I said, the road here is atrocious. And it's like that for the entire map. So if you have a chance to get the ether currents and fly to these locations, I highly recommend it. And there are other quests in this area that are similar that you're just going to be much more successful if you have flying unlocked. Then once we get to the end of this, you come back. He's super excited that you got him this treasure. You hand him over the treasure. Great, loves it, wants more of it, and yeah, that's the end of A Secret from Everyone. Next on our list is a quest called Blast from the Past. We get this in the Little Alamigo area in Thanalan. And we get it from this flame private Annabelle. And basically, we have this area nearby that's really cool. It's this really cool ruins. And basically, she's super excited because that's her like life goal is to explore ruins, but they're haunted. And you know that makes it a little difficult to enjoy, to enjoy the quest, to enjoy the ruins, because you have to deal with ghosts and zombies and bullshit. And so you head on out of town, and it's actually pretty close to town. You go south, you're immediately there. You kill some tempered swords, you killed some tempered brands. You put blessed water on them. And then all of a sudden the quest is done, and it's pretty simple. You go back, you tell her about what happened. She's super stoked about not having it be haunted anymore, so she can go and explore the ruins. She pops us some good gil, some XP, but the gil is pretty intense, and some green dye. And yeah, and the quest is done, and it's a good time. We helped an adventurer out. Next, we have a story called "One Swallow Does Not a Victory Make," and we meet this guy, Bulgibal, and Blogibal. Sorry, my apologies. I don't even know what they're called anymore. they have a name. So this guy's a storm private. The Maelstrom is a military faction in Lenosha. Big deal. A lot of them are pirates. A lot of them hold axes. And so this guy got hurt in battle. And when that happened, he was basically discharged. He feels like he needs to, like he's done the healing. He feels like he needs to pick up an axe and get back to work. But for some reason, they aren't ordering him back to work. And so he asks us to go, to his superior and ask for help. In order to get there, we go to this guy at the skipper, not very far away. I'll even put a map up. You use him. Walk through this area with a bunch of kobolds, which usually would be dangerous, but we're a badass, so it's not a problem. And we all the way end up in Camp Overlook. And we talk to Bloiden. And he basically says that our homeboy isn't very good at his job. And that's the reason they're not ordering him back. He would be the weak link. Which is awkward. Like, what are we going to tell the guy, that he's too bad to be in the military anymore? I don't know what their plan was, but basically they don't want him back, which is sad. But his superior pays us a decent amount of gil, some experience, and we personally don't have to go back to the guy and tell him he's a screw up, which is really the real reward for this quest. Anyway, that was One Swallow Does Not a Victory Make, and I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, those are our 5 quests. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we had a good time, met some really interesting NPCs that normally we wouldn't talk to, and Yeah, I liked the flow of the video. I liked showing off these new areas and stuff. Um, if you're interested in supporting the channel, we have likes, comments, subscribes, all that BS. Be sure to check out all the social media links down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember to stay edgy, my friends. Goodbye.